Hey, Turning Point USA, their conference, Turning Point Action, is in full swing here. Elon Musk says Donald Trump is awesome. So, as you guys know, Donald Trump has been the talk of a lot of conversation lately about whether or not he's actually calling the shots in his own transition team, because it seemed like Elon Musk had more to do with killing the initial House spending bill than Trump did. And so, the libs had the hashtag President Musk trending, and that's sort of been the talking point. And as Russell predicted, this could potentially get under his skin a little bit. So he seems, little miffed.
That didn't work out for Bannon.
Yeah, didn't work out for Bannon too well. So let's hear what Donald Trump has to say about this.
And we will create the new Department of Government Efficiency headed by Elon Musk. And no, he's not taking the presidency. I like having smart people. They're on a new kick. Russia, 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 Ukraine, 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 all the different hoaxes. And the new one is President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, that's not happening.
Miriam Adelson already holds that position.
Isn't it nice to have smart people that we can rely on? Right? Don't we want that? He's done a great job.
Maybe little miff there, If you notice, Elon tweeted that out.
I'm telling you, man, that is, if people want to get rid of Elon, that it's not too hard to reverse psychology, this genius.
Yeah, no, it's actually fairly easy. That was tweeted out at 1:49 p.m. today. Just 12 minutes before that tweet was sent, Elon tweeted this out. President Musk, them suggest Elon, not Trump, leading GOP. Let's hear this.
This going to wear thin with Donald Trump soon?
I don't think so. I mean, look, they appear to be getting along well. Musk was very instrumental in his victory. And I hear Democrats, criticizing the idea that we have unelected people with too much influence over the government. I invite them to pick up the Wall Street Journal from this week and find out that unelected people have been running the government for the last 4 years. I hear Democrats criticizing the influence of billionaires on our politics when you've got this Soros punk running around collecting Democrat politicians like my kids collect Pokemon cards. So I think all the criticism of Musk coming from the left is totally hypocritical, totally over the top, and he is doing something interesting, bringing some transparency to the federal government. It's not a terrible thing.
But it's transparency is one way to say it. Openly purchasing the government is what I would say. But what he says, what Scott Jennings says there, he speaks to why I think it's important to be post-duopoly and why Kamala losing was so necessary in order to give way to something better, albeit against a President Trump. Because what he says there is true. The Democratic Party as an institution is in no position to make that argument that the Republicans are letting unelected billionaires run the government. We can make that argument, but they can't. But they can't.
Yeah, it's not the left. You're talking about Democrats. Sean Lennon is jumping up and down, screaming, "Pick me," less successfully than Cenk Uygur. He just keeps trying to get the attention of the whole podcast bro universe. So he tweeted out all of these people on the left complaining about billionaires buying the government. I never heard them say anything about Zuckerberg or Soros. He's really trying to get invited on Joe Rogan. But Rogan realizes 10 minutes in, what are they going to talk about other than the Beatles?
Right.
After 10 minutes, they're going to be out of material from Sean Lennon. And I tweeted back at him, I think you're thinking of Democrats. The left has been very vocal about complaining about Bezos and Zuckerberg and Soros. But that's what they're going to hide behind. Yeah, he's not wrong that the Democrats are owned by billionaires. That's not the argument. The argument is, yes, the Democrats are owned by billionaires. Why on earth do you, as a working person, think that trading one wing of the oligarchy for another is a triumph for you,
Right.
for you and your class? That's the question.
Right. Right. And, that is a question that the Democrats cannot answer. A left without the Democrats in their way can answer that. We always got, the past few years, a lot of liberals would say, well, why don't you guys ever attack the right? Why don't you ever attack Republicans? Why do you only attack us? And my answer was, for the most part, not in every case. Like there are times when, Trump and the GOP will say something that I think is correct. Like Trump is talking about pardoning the January 6th people. I think he should. I think, the ones who should have served some time, if they say assaulted an officer, have already served enough time. I think they should all be let go. So I'm for that. So in that case, I would just defend them on the merits. But in most of the cases, over 90% of the cases, my answer, well, why don't you attack the right? Why do you attack us liberals? My answer is because you guys are standing in the way. You guys are in the way. You guys are between us and the right wing.
Right.
Whatever we say that's directed as the right, whatever criticisms we have of the right get intercepted by you, and then you blast out your bullshit, and nobody hears what we're saying. We need you out of the way. We need you to have a seat. We need you to get out of our way so that we can do the kind of things that we're doing now, which I'm totally comfortable doing. I never had any problem. I've been attacking the right for longer than I've been attacking the liberals. So I'm more in my element doing that. And it feels nice to be able to do that again now that the libs are so depressed and sitting on the sidelines and they're not even making any noise. Now we can just make our case. We can make our case without them in the way. It's such a freeing feeling.
Well, they're going to make it hard.
And they're not used to having to argue against a left like us. That's why we have to organize, so that we get a microphone as loud as we possibly can, so that we become the alternative vision to the right wing, not the Hillary Clinton Democratic Party.
Yeah, they're going to keep calling the Democrats the left, as they always have. I don't think it's a big mistake to assume that all these people are stupid and they don't know the difference. They're very well aware there was this Sanders movement with a more authentic left, many of whom Dem exited. They know that exists. They intentionally conflate the Democrats with the left because you can make these charges against Democrats.
Right.
Who on the left has not been complaining about Jeff Bezos?
Right.
There's a strike going on, you might have noticed.
Right.
The Amazon warehouse. So that's ridiculous, but you're right. We need to get them out of the way. On the hopeful side, I would have shown this as part of my Biden has a melting fondue brain segment. They had a CNN panel where one of the real dyed-in-the-wool Hillbot kind of people said, yeah, we've all lost faith in the institutions. We're going to have a Tea Party in the Democratic Party as a result of this. I just can't really defend these institutions anymore. So yeah, you never would have heard this from a person like that. Right. Finally, the Biden melting brain show and the Kamala Joy campaign about nothing seems to be what finally did it.
Yes. I would say that's right. And as for the Elon and Trump thing, as for the battle of egos there, it is kind of strange that he tweeted those out within 12 minutes of each other. It seemed because this video here, I mean, we can critique this video as we just did, because he's basically just trying to say, well, the Democrats have no right to criticize billionaire dominance over our party because billionaires dominate their party. And it's true, as we said, Democrats can't make that argument, but we can. That aside, it does seem like Musk is kind of enjoying his little power trip here and his flex here. And I think Trump saying, nah, that's not happening, a very playful way. Don't forget, Trump is a New York guy. He knows how to play mind games with people. I think he's a smart guy. We love having him around. No, I'm not ceding the pay. Maybe a little shot like, hey, watch what you did. Don't step on any toes. Don't step on any toes. Little Tony Soprano, Richie Aprile thing there. Yeah, you can get back on your feet just as long as you don't step on any toes. No, not Richie Aprile. Who's the guy? Feach Lamana. You can get back in action as long as you don't step on any toes.
Yeah, I think Elon really misread him tweeting that out. I think he thought he was dissing the Democrats by showing that. Yeah. But if you understand Trump, the worst thing you could do is give this oxygen.
Right.
You don't want to be giving it oxygen. Trump is not going to read that as, yeah, and the Democrats do it too. Hey, what does that say about me that I'm doing what the Democrat? That was very dumb. It was very
exactly. Yeah, Musk thought he was owning the libs, but Trump can't really divorce himself from anything. If his name is mentioned, especially with a power trip, with a dick measuring contest, yeah, you gotta make sure you keep in your lane there. So
how'd Bannon end up in jail?
Right, exactly.
like a lot of people who decide to hitch their wagon to Trump.
Yes, absolutely.
Please clap.